Is public criticism of courts and judges allowed in democracy? What is the significance of activist lawyer Prashant Bhushan's criticism of Supreme Court of India? Is criticism of judiciary tolerated in Australia, United States and England? That's the subject of today's video. Prashant Bhushan, a public interest lawyer and activist who criticized India's Supreme Court, could be sentenced to jail after he was found in contempt of court. He was arrested for posting 2 tweets. In one tweet, Bhushan fired straight at the court, claiming that its recent activity showed how democracy has been destroyed in India. In the other tweet, Bhushan accused Chief Justice Sharad Arvind Bobde of hypocrisy after an image emerged showing the judge posing on an expensive motorcycle without a mask and surrounded by people, despite having placed the Supreme Court on lockdown due to coronavirus concerns. India's Supreme Court has called Prashant Bhushan's tweet a calculated attack on the very foundations of the institution of judiciary. Bhushan was initially given the opportunity to apologize for his tweets, but he refused to do so. Regardless of the outcome of his case, which is ongoing, Bhushan's case presents a very important question. Are you allowed to criticize the conduct of courts or of a judge? I am not a legal expert and do not know the answer. But would it not be interesting to know whether media and citizens in some other democracies can question or criticize courts' decisions? I've picked 3 countries: Australia, country of my residence; the United States, world's oldest democracy; and England, the source of common law in the world. Let's begin with United States. Stanford Law Review is a legal publication run by the prestigious Stanford Law School. In 2012, Eric Hamilton wrote in Stanford Law Review online that politicization of the Supreme Court causes the American public to lose faith in the court. He further writes, Americans do not trust the federal government, and that includes the Supreme Court. Pretty strong words. Can public express their disagreement with Supreme Court's decisions? Let's find out. The same year, 2012, an American website, Gallup, published a report that 46% Americans disagree over Supreme Court's decision on a healthcare law. The website also published that more than half of the people believed that court's decision was influenced by politics. Attributing political motives to Supreme Court's decision is perhaps the most stinging criticism. But did the Supreme Court of the United States punish these people for freely expressing their frank opinions on judiciary? The answer is no. So how much public criticism of court is tolerated in Australia? Under Australian law, a person can be jailed or fined for criticizing a court or a judge, an action that is known as scandalizing the court. Having said that, in February 2018, former High Court Justice Dyson Heydon wrote a blistering critique of Australian judicial system and judges in a Judicial Power Project paper. This is exactly what he quoted, word by word. There are many admirable Australian judges, with respect, but Australian courts have several faults. Some judges lack the capacity to have merited appointment. A few are unjustifiably rude. A few are bullies. Some are appallingly slow through inefficiency or laziness or indecisiveness. Some are insensitive. Some are ignorant. Some are undignified. As a result, some judicial work is poor. Pretty fierce criticism on Australian judiciary. The former High Court Justice destroyed the myth that court or judge can't be questioned or criticized. In fact, he encouraged greater scrutiny of their conduct. Australian newspaper freely published his views. So did the court punish him and the newspapers for this? No. For ruthlessly criticizing Australian judiciary, did the Australian public label him anti-national? The answer is no. In the United Kingdom, from whose judiciary common law countries such as Australia and India ultimately derive their model, how much public criticism of court or judge is allowed? The answer is, this ancient law prohibiting criticism of a judge was removed in 2013. This has empowered journalists to freely comment on court decisions publicly, and they did just that during 2016 Brexit. As you know from the referendum result, in which British citizens voted for Britain to leave European Union, the UK Supreme Court ruled that UK could not leave the European Union without the permission of the British Parliament. Following the ruling, a portion of the British media made full use of freedom of expression to attack the judges behind the ruling. This is what they published. One might think enemies of the people was perhaps a little over the top, but the ability to challenge and criticize judge was witnessed in full flow. Dissatisfaction with judges is probably as old as the judiciary itself. Should people be punished for criticizing court or judge? I leave it on your wisdom and intellect to decide. Thank you.